putting all your energy into things that you can't control, then the amount of energy you have for things that you can control goes way down.
Welcome to the Impactful Engineer Project. I'm Steve Maxey, and with my co-host and brother Jake, we are here to bring you guidance, fresh ideas, and the tools to help you become an impactful engineer.
Welcome to the Impactful Engineer. Our mission is to help you grow your engineering career and inspire you to pursue your full potential as not only an engineering professional, but as a member of your greater community. I'm Steve Maxey, and I'm a mechanical engineering manager in new product development for Klein Tools. And I'm here with my brother Jake, who is a professional electrical engineer for the MEP firm Hallam ICS.
What's up, dude?
Nothing much, man. Just coming off the Halloween holiday. Loaded up with sugar, not really, but a little bit.
I ate my fair share of like Butterfingers and Almond Joys and all sorts of cool stuff like that.
Okay, yeah. I had a couple small things. I did have a Butterfinger because it's probably the first time I've had one in, I don't know, at least 5 years.
They're so good, dude.
Yeah, I was like, hey, these are pretty good, and I can see why people get addicted and get hugely fat off of them.
Worth the calories. And then I wake up, I'm looking at the video right now of us recording, and I got my arms up, and I'm like, dude, baby arms. Like your midsection
Butterfinger arms
getting bigger, and your arms are getting smaller. This is not good, bro.
Yeah.
Look at these little babies.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I gotta start lifting weights again, man.
Yeah, you're telling me, man. You need to lift more weights now.
Pick heavy things off the ground and set them back down again. A lot.
I know. Yep.
That's literally what I used to do. Okay.
But yeah.
How the hell did we get here?
Let's do a little housekeeping.
Our most common episode type has Steve and I getting on here and presenting a topic where we introduce the why and the how around it and give some tips to inspire some action. That's all we can do. That's all we try to do. 2, occasionally we have quick solo episodes, which I'm enjoying more and more. And we're going to try to produce more and more, where we just get down and dirty and to the point and let you have it, and you take what you will from it or leave it. We just put it out
Take
there.
it or leave it.
Take it or leave it. 3, about once a month or, whenever we feel like it, we have a guest episode where we invite someone on that is an expert in their field and we let them share. And you can peel all the information you want from that episode from an expert in a certain area. Let's be
real. It's when we can.
It's when we can. Yeah. So it's going to remove the timeline. I'm just going to say whenever we feel like it, you'll hear from other people.
Yeah. I mean, I think lately we're actually getting a lot more engagement, and so we'll have more people coming on.
Yes.
So it's been awesome.
We're 70 something episodes in, and so we're making headway. We're getting traction.
Yeah.
Moving towards whatever, man.
Yeah. Building the community.
It's going to be good. All right. Yeah. And if you want to hear, or I guess if you want a perspective on something specific, just let us know. questions@impactfulengineer.com. And if you learn something or you like it or you feel so inspired, please use that energy immediately to then create a 5-star rating, put something in text, whatever, share it if you think someone will enjoy it.
And if you think we're idiots, share it anyways.
Yeah, man. Dude. We'll let do we have control over the comments? I don't think we do.
No, it doesn't matter. If you got to look at these jokes, share it.
We are stupid. We are the dumbest people on the planet, just spewing our nonsense because we heard it somewhere else and we don't know anything.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we don't have any experience.
Isn't that what we're all doing?
Yeah. Yeah, no, right. So our topic of the day, let's jump into that.
Yes.
So it
stop wasting time.
Yeah, it took us a while to think of a topic today, but then something that's been kind of mulling around in my head that I thought would be interesting to converse about, and so we're going with it. There's many books out there and articles, etc., about some call it like the circle of awareness, circle of control, circle of influence. It's a model essentially that presents those 3 things of things that are around you in the world, right? Whether it's actions in your company, actions in out in your general life, and it's in the middle is all the things that you can directly control. Outside of that are the things that you still can influence. And beyond that, and which is the limit of all the events in the world, is the things that are outside of your control and influence. Right? Hey, are you?
Yep. So if we took a cross section of this graphic, right?
Yes.
It's going to be a circle of things that you can control right in the middle,
Yes.
the starter. And then the next ring of the tree is going to be things I can influence. And then the final third ring of the tree is going to be things that are outside of my control.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah. Trying to paint the picture of the visual, right? Because it's audio only platform. So we can't just go, hey, look at this thing. It's easy to see.
Hopefully we do.
Yeah. And if not, sorry. Google it and look at the image and then listen to this again.
Exactly. What are these guys talking about? Oh, this. Okay, great.
So everything starts with what you can actually control. So for example, when you start in your first job out of school, what can you control? Actually, I guess first, Jake, do you want to just jump into the tactical things, or do you want to go a little bit more?
Yes, dude. I want today to be about tactics.
Yeah.
Let's stop spending time in the fucking clouds. Let's
so
talk
we're going
tactics.
down right when you get out of school, join your job. What can you actually do as someone who has crap for skills?
Boom.
Right.
Be on time.
Yep.
Right? Have a good work ethic.
Absolutely.
Effort, right? Your discretionary effort. You can always bring more to the table. Body language is another one. You can show up and be generally pleasant, or you can look like a complete a-hole. It's your choice. Energy, the energy you bring. So you can either transition into the work world and stop staying out until 2 a.m. Drinking and bring some good energy. Attitude, right? So, something that I have to work on a lot is my attitude. I have a great inner attitude, but on the outside it might come across as a-hole-ish. So I'm working on that. Passion, be extremely passionate about what you're doing.
You got lots of that.
You can build that over time. You can just build that. Yeah, you got lots of time to build that before you get into the workplace too. So just bring those passions that you already have to the workplace. That's Steve. I think you got more. Keep going.
Yeah. Being coachable is one of my favorites.
That's a big one.
Being willing to be coachable and open to that other people's influences. Doing extra, don't do the bare minimum, do more, deliver the best possible result that you can in your own control. Being prepared. We actually had an episode on that not too long ago.
Yep.
Over prepare will close the gap between you and those that are experienced. And of course, the most important thing that you can do as a new person is listen to this damn podcast.
Yeah, that's right. Do all this stuff and then listen to the podcast.
Exactly.
You could really just skip to the end one.
Yeah, and then you'll
Just
learn
listen
everything
to the
else.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's, hey, do these things. I mean, whatever they mean to you, but really, simple, right? Yeah. Very simple. If someone's going to listen to that and be like, okay, great. But actually do it.
Yeah.
And hold yourself accountable to doing it. Think about the end of your day and go, did I? Well, first of all, was I on time? Very just a metric, right?
Yeah.
It's either you were or you weren't. Did I work hard today? Did I show up with the right body language? Did I have a good energy? Was my attitude on point?
Yeah.
Was I coachable when someone came to me and said, this is how you should do this? Or was I defensive? Was I prepared? You can always reflect back on your day and just ask yourself the questions about these 10 that we gave you.
Yeah, 11.
And then on your commute to work, you could listen to the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, and these are all things that take absolutely zero skill and training. These are all things that you have direct control over immediately. Yep. So that's the critical point here is there is no excuse for you not to be able to put maximum effort in all these things, especially the podcast.
and the more time you spend in this circle of control, the greater you're gonna expand what you can control because you're gonna build skills and all that. But the less time you're gonna spend doing things that are out of your control.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's why you want to spend time in the middle there.
Yeah. And so to kind of come back out in the clouds a little bit, I do want to talk about what this has to do with your energy. Right.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So you only have, it's like a video game, right? You only have so much energy to allocate to the things that you do every single day. And how you allocate your tasks and the things that you work on throughout the day can massively affect your career progress, etc. And if something is presented to you that you need to either take action on or not take action on, you can put it in one of these circles of influence or circle of control, etc., and identify immediately if you need to put a lot of energy and effort into it, or if it's something that I don't really need to pay a lot of attention to this. So I don't need to waste my energy focusing on this when I can control all these other things over here. Does that make sense? You want to recalibrate that?
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. So how are we going to use the circle of control to our benefit daily through things that are actually happening to us? Done. No more needs to be said. Other than, in the beginning, you said something like, it's like a video game. And I was like, oh, video games. And then you said nothing about video games.
No. So it's...
How does this relate at all? What are you talking about?
I mean, it's how my mind works. It's like your stats, right? On like Madden football, right? You have speed, agility, and all these things, but it's like a slider scale, right? If you slide one up, the other one goes down. And so if you're putting all your energy into things that you can't control, then the amount of energy you have for things that you can control goes way down. So you have a limited amount of energy. So that's how it's tied to video games.
Interesting.
I know it's kind of out there, so Don't worry about it.
Got it. We're going to skip right over that. As you spend time in this control zone, the things that you can control, we do actually have a lot more control than we think.
Mm-hmm.
You're going, obviously, you're going to start gaining experience. And as you do that, this control area is going to start expanding and filling and becoming a bigger portion of the rings. And it's going to push against the influence ring, right? And it's going to push against and almost start taking over the things that you can't control, because the more things that you can control and the more skills you gain, you'll find that you can influence more, right? And the things that are completely out of your control start to become
compressed.
I guess compressed, maybe less, right? Or you're getting closer and closer to being able to control those things. There's always going to be things out of your control, but you'll move closer.
Yeah, I think you had a really good example earlier in our earlier conversations, is that when you first start, the things that you can control is very small. But as you build and stack your skills, you go from an individual contributor to a lead on a team. Now you can control a little bit more, and then you get promoted to, say, a group leader or like a director or something. Now you have a lot more influence within your company and control over the actions that your direct reports do, right? If you're going down the management track. All the way up to the CEO, right? The CEO has immense control over all kinds of things that are happening within the company. So but their skill set has massively increased. So as you build those skills of the things that you can control directly, that's what we're talking about. Is it will expand and your influence and control throughout your organization. Yeah, and
for me, speed is like a big consideration of mine when thinking about control. Because in the beginning of my career, you see certain things and you would like for them to change. You can talk about them and try to get into that influence sphere, but you're just starting. So how much can you really influence? So you focus more on the control aspect. But then as soon as you start gaining rank and experience and all the wisdom of the years you've been putting in, then your influence sphere starts to be more accessible.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. So so ride that expansion of the control zone into the sphere of influence zone, and you'll start to see it. You'll start to see the speed increase at which you can influence people too.
Yeah.
So, and things throughout the company.
Yeah, and so how can you?
Takes time.
How can you do the influence? It's really simple. You can set an extreme example of excellence that will influence other people to rise to that expectation and standard, right? You can coach others to influence them to perform. And then, aligning yourself with company values and operating within those guidelines will influence others to do the same. Right. And then have each other's backs. That's something that you can control and you will influence, because you will have other people's backs. If they're not there and something comes up, you jump in and be like, oh yeah, they did this and this and this, and they did an excellent job, etc. You're having their back. You're being a representative of them when they are absent. And when you do those things, you influence others to do the same for you and others. So you build a community of people who support each other. And that's just a sign of a high performance organization.
Absolutely. And just think about how many other rings of influence, like the controls that we're talking about right now, the circle of control. That applies to every single person, right? Mm-hmm. And then the proximity of those and how they're working on it. If every other person's circle of control, like the extreme example, people are all spending time in things they can't control, and then you're the only one spending time in things you can't control, it's going to be better when there's more of those influences or more of those circles of control spending time in things that they can take advantage of that is actually in their control. And then you start multiplying the effect throughout the company. So don't be one of the people that has their circle of control lit up in the things you can't control arena all the time with all your energy, right? Because then you're not going to influence anybody else to do the same, to take things into their control. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
For the most part.
You can be the multiplication factor.
Yeah.
Like, don't allow yourself to be a detractor. Be the one that actually spends time on things they can control, mm-hmm. so that their sphere of influence can grow.
Yeah.
And when everybody else is the same, then you're gelling. The culture's great. Projects are getting done efficiently and profitably. Things like that.
Yeah. And you're going to feel so much more fulfillment by operating in those circles of control and circles of influence, and not in just the things that you have zero influence or control over. Because if you're spending all your energy on those things, then nothing ever gets done, and you feel like you're wasting time. You'll be anxious, etc.
Absolutely. And there's one thing I wanted to bring up about from what I can see and I've experienced myself, is that the more emotionally you respond to things and react, the more time you're going to spend in the circle of, what do we call it? Awareness.
Yeah. Or concern.
Or concern.
Yeah.
So there was the circle of control, the circle of influence, and the circle of concern, right? Those three rings, or circle of awareness.
Yeah.
So things that are outside of your control live in the circle of awareness, right? So the more things that you emotionally react to and spend time on, I find that you're spending more time in that state in the circle of awareness. Mm-hmm. Things that you cannot control. So you're aware of something, then you're just going to kind of, for lack of a better word, bitch about it, and then it's going to go nowhere, and you're just going to live in that circle on the fringe.
Yep.
Right? So just check yourself there, because I've done it many times, just kind of spewing what I felt about things instead of staying in the circle of control and taking action.
Yep.
So
that's pretty much it.
That's it.
Yeah. It's a real simple concept. There's a lot of books out there. I don't have one off the top of my head that I can reference. Otherwise I would. But you can Google it and dive into it a little bit in more detail. But this is the kind of the Cliff Note version. Yeah, and just like experiment with this tomorrow in your workplace. Purposely take things that you come across and say, all right, what circle is this in? Is it in control? Is it in influence? Yeah. Or is it of awareness or concern that I have no control over at the moment? Yeah, so and just start categorizing. Exactly. This. As an engineer, you can say, hey, is our sales up or is your sales down? Is this something that I can influence, control, or I just need to be aware of? Is this product is failing because it's poorly designed? Is that something that you could have controlled or influenced, or is it something that you don't have to worry about? Just ask yourself those questions on everything, and attack the things that you can directly control and influence. And then I challenge you to see where most of your items end up over the course of a week. And then I challenge you to look into the circle of awareness ones, the ones that are not in your control, and think about how you move them to the ones that are things that you can control. Because more often than not, you'll categorize something as out of your control and it'll never change. But you can take that thing and put it right into your control and take action on it now to start influencing it to change. For instance, you get some feedback, right, that is particularly challenging to your mindset. And you think, well, how do I influence that? Like, how would I ever change that? That's kind of nonsense. Well, there's truth. There's a little bit of truth in all feedback. Mm-hmm. So find the truth, move it into actions you can take that are in your control, and work against those. Instead of just brushing it off, right? Another example, and this is a real example recently, what you do with your work product via the software that you use is not in alignment with the company's standards and values and how we move forward and get better at using it. And you think that you cannot, that's out of your control because one, you're always on a deadline and it's crunched,
And to fix it, it takes other people. So it's not in my control. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. Well, it actually is in your control because you can be proactive about those sorts of things. You can find a way to include the team in a solution for that. If you left it on the outside of your control ring, it would sit there forever, and you would continue to just do it your way and have it not be aligned at all with the company, and you're just going to do it your way, and that's it. First of all, it's terrible because you're just going to build a perception in the team that you're the one that doesn't listen to anybody or do any of their standards.
Yeah.
But two, that's complete crap. It is in your control. So like challenge it, I challenge you to and email us with one of the things that you found that you had always stuck in the out of your control arena or ring, and then that you've been able to bring back into the things you can control and that you're taking action on it. Let us know what that is.